trading cards behind me? There actually was. That was a joke. I did not know that. Cool. What's up?
You will also be able to return back soon. You will.
Oh, okay, same thing. Cool.
Very soon, you'll be able to go back to where you came from.
Are those real wings? Those look like they're just wrapped on with rubber bands or something. What's going on with those wings? I don't know about that one. Follow me and I'll lead you in circles around the town for 10 minutes again. She doesn't even have a line. You also don't have a line. Okay. You're just gonna laugh at me because I'm a little kid? Even hers is like clearly derisive. Like, look, she is flat out laughing at me. You don't seem like the kind of person who would laugh at a little kid. Oh, nope, it's the exact same animation as Diane. Okay, so you remember earlier when I was saying we still have a little bit more to unpack about Thomas. This is why.
You also need to have...
Oh, he even has a line.
I'll play with you a little if you like.
I'd forgotten about that. But mostly, and we'll see a little bit more of it, but he is counted among the, like, goddesses of the forest. Which, like, it's not... They talk about him being a substitute, but Carol was a substitute as well. It's not like it was because of his gender identity or anything that he didn't, like, count or whatever. So, like, I think there is... Even though the group, the identity of goddess of the forest is people being murdered, which is not a great thing to have your gay character... Like, not a great group to slap your gay character into, obviously, because that has its own problematic implications. I think there is something strangely progressive about the mythos of the game accepting Thomas as one of the goddesses. I think, like, that specific detail, I think is very interesting, and whether or not it was intentional is, like, at least a little bit progressive in a way. Maybe progressive's not the right word, but it complicates it and transforms it from something that's pretty much purely problematic to, oh wow, there's something kind of affirming about that. And again, these people were all murdered. That's bad. The only gay character in the game is murdered shortly after the reveal that they are gay. That's bad. But I don't know. It is more complicated, I think, than it first seems, and I think that's worth discussion. I don't know. There's probably some Tumblr essays about Thomas. I would be interested in reading them. I think Thomas is a very interesting character. I think on the whole, there's a lot of problematic elements, but I think also there is something there that's like, okay, that's we can work with that. When I write my Deadly Premonition script, there's something to... I don't just have to completely get rid of Thomas's character. There are things to unpack, and not every single thing to unpack is bad. That's all I'm trying to say. Anyways, let's talk to our Shadow Father.
No praise. You did nothing but your duty.
I had to, Aaron. And you had to, too. I didn't have a choice.
Francis, well done. I'm sure your father wants to congratulate you.
Didn't seem like it. Let's go check back in with him again. As a matter of fact, that line makes it seem like the mom should come first, so that way when you talk to dad, it's like kind of a shock of, like a slap to the face of, no, I'm not going to congratulate you.
But your duty.
Finish the job, Aaron. You're definitely ready for that responsibility. That's definitely something I should thrust into the hands of a 13-year-old.
I'm sorry, but I can't allow you to go with your parents yet. There is still something you need to do. Open that envelope.
Okay. Wait, there's take item and then there's accept. Are those two different prompts?
There is still something you need to do.
Okay,
Open
same
that
thing.
envelope.
I mean, I'll try accept. I accept you, Emily. That's weird. I wonder if that prompt was supposed to say something else, but accept was like the default text. Oh, that's so cute that he's like looking at it like a present. That's really cute and also a little bit sad, because whatever's inside of this envelope, it's definitely not a fun present. I don't even remember what's actually in the envelope. I don't know if we find out, but yeah, we don't find out. Next. I do believe this is the first white loading screen in the game, which is interesting and will have its own implications in a little while, I think. Aside from just waking up, which is what's happening. I like how his hand is like ready to have a cigarette. Like the motion of his fingers were like,
How long
I
have I
need to
been
smoke,
out?
man.
A whole day, plus 10 hours or so.
That's amazing. My
I
5
wanted to
o'clock
try and
shadow
get
hasn't
to
even
the
set
game,
in yet.
but, you were asleep.
Emily, which room is Emily in?
Emily? What, she hurt too? She hasn't come into the hospital.
What? I told Kaysen to bring her here.
Kaysen? Kaysen came. I mean, he's the one who brought you here. Which reminds me. He asked me to give you this.
What is it?
I don't know. He just asked me to hand it to you after you woke up. Anyway, you solved the case, right? Hey, do you want to play some chess?
What? Why is he examining the board?
Take a
Who is he
break.
playing with?
I have an urgent issue I need to attend to, and I need to leave the hospital.
I kind of wish the line was, turns out someone's been playing chess with me all along. I have a bad feeling about this. He said this thing. But, yeah, I feel like considering chess was a theme in that scene, they could have changed it to... York could say something about chess. And it's not a big deal, but I wish. Anyways, it seems like the man who carries around a sapling of a red tree might be up to something. So yeah, shocking plot twist. That might actually be shocking. George is not the final boss. We still got a little more game to play. We got a key from Kaysen. We also got a map. We can also do a side quest. I think that's to redo the police department. Zach, they're here. Oh wait, no, that's the hospital. Right. I just kind of expected I was at the police department by default. Oh no, there's a trading card here. That's okay. Let's take a look at our map. I love how we still have the master key, so we can drive all the police cars we want. This map that was in the same envelope, Kaysen, the same mark. This same mark is on the... I guess that's supposed to be a ... because the description can't have more than 3 lines. Also, like, I can't zoom in. It does have a star that says George, which I believe means we are supposed to go to George's house. I don't know where George's house is. Ooh, we got the Rainbow Killer music happening. I believe it's not in, like, downtown, but it's nearby. Hang on, let's look at the map and see if we can actually use it as a map. I was saying it, I couldn't, but... Okay, hospital. I don't know what that's... There's George and hospital, and then the middle word, I don't know what it says. But it looks like we go down, we take a right when we're going out of the hospital, and a left, and a right, and a left. Simple enough. So let's turn our windshield wipers on. Yeah, I can imagine. Oh, also we have a thing on our map.
I failed as an FBI agent. I left Emily alone as I slept through the entire day.
I mean, I was really tired, but still, that wasn't right. Oh, there's the evil demon dog! Again, if you've seen the Two Best Friends Let's Play, then you will no doubt be familiar with the evil demon dog. If you are not familiar, this game occasionally has evil demon dogs that just show up in the middle of town, and it's terrifying. But we drove past them pretty well. Oh yeah, we can just go down January way. Okay, well, I don't know what's going to be faster. That's actually going to be fastest if we just keep going once we get past Calvin Bridge and then take a left. That should be fine. And we're going sightseeing on this wonderful, wonderful day where nothing's going wrong. But that should make us deal with the least amount of turns. I also love in a game that is very, like, not focused on religion at all. I think it's a very, like, kind of poignant moment when York says, Zach, I need you to pray with me. Because York hasn't prayed at all the entire game. He talks to Zach. That's how he gets by. When he needs to talk to someone, he has Zach. So it makes the whole situation feel even more dire. The fact that, like, even talking to Zach, York feels like he needs help from whoever's up there. I also heard the dog howl, so we're gonna turn on the siren and give ourselves some zoomies before the dog starts feeling the zoomies. Okay, there he is again. Luckily, it's the Silent Hill situation of they're too busy falling from the air to actually attack. So... Oh, we're already at Calvin Bridge? Sweet. Okay, so we just take a left here. Yep, still hear him. Still terrifying. Also, if and when I write my Deadly Premonition screenplay, this will be the scene in which I finally have the title drop, almost. Because this will be the point where York realizes the FK in my copy wasn't just a fluke. It was a deadly prema, and then he's going to get interrupted, because in my perfect, ideal vision, he's driving through a tunnel as it's happening, and it hasn't started raining yet. And then, as he's approaching the edge of the tunnel, he realizes it's an effing hurricane as he's exiting the tunnel. And so, like, he gets interrupted from his own thought and then turns the windshield wiper on. And sorry, the audience doesn't realize it's raining super hard. We see him see something at the end of the tunnel that looks bad. He looks concerned. He turns the windshield wipers on, and we see them swipe back a little bit back and forth before he exits the tunnel. And then he does, and there's just a torrent on the windshield, and it's like just this deafening. I don't know. I think it'd be a fun scene. It gives a little tease to the title, but it doesn't actually do it in typical Deadly Premonition fashion. I feel like that's what would happen. Alright, here we are going on Gnome Avenue, which I guess is fitting for George, because it just turned out to be a little garbage gremlin after all this. And what are all those things? Can I just peek into people's mailboxes? I think I can. I just haven't done that mechanic before. Oh, he's waiting at the edge of the road. I'm just gonna go this way. Excuse me. Excuse me. His house is closed. We'll have to come by later, Zach. That was actually the most terrifying one, of not seeing the dog spawn in, but just seeing him watching me from the next block over.
George's house?
Could this be what the map meant when it said George? So, important note at this point is one of the side quests is you have to gather up all those flowers. I didn't end up doing it. I found one flower, and you have to gather them all up. And George is like, give me those flowers. My mom loves them, and I'm taking care of my sick mom at home. Which has its own, like, kind of gross implication. Not gross, but, like, that takes on a different meaning when you realize that George's mom is abusive when we talk to him in the bar. Oh, there's some Agent R there. And then we'll take on an additional layer of meaning shortly. But yeah, and then if you do that side quest, you get fast travel. I found
This is most strange, Zach. I thought the story was all
and I already used my bonus DVD content joke, so I can't use that again.
before we get to see the ending.
I found the driving charming enough that I didn't feel the intense need to get fast travel. It's very important. Probably shouldn't try to get in. York! It could be private. He could have something really private behind here, and that would be invasive to look behind this door. Like, come on, York. Did someone really cook in this kitchen? The health officers would turn pale if they saw that. Also, what's that noise? Can't believe two people would be able to live here. The mysteries of the criminal mind. So this was the wire found at each crime scene. Should we send this in as evidence, or do we no longer need to? Yeah, I guess since George is dead, there's not really going to be a trial, huh? So this is where George used to live. We should be getting sentimental, Zach. We've got work to do. Let's look underneath. Dramatically, but slightly off screen, so we don't have to animate the curtain coming down. Alright, let's just take care of any possible evil remaining in this room real quick. Perfect. Okay, then I should probably just eat a first aid kit, because I'm also not doing great. Don't really have time to sleep. Oh, the camera didn't change for a second there. I thought we were going to actually see it. But nope, slightly off screen again. Oh, it's just, okay. Alright. The sheet is swaying slightly. A draft of air is coming through near my feet. Wait, what about this one? We can shave. Also really creepy that George... Oh, a stuffed deer! Yeah, also, when you look in the sheriff's office, there is a ton of just weird deer stuff happening. It's not a huge surprise that there was some Freudian thing going on there as well. What was it saying? I forget. Let's look underneath this one. It's red and sparkly, so it must be important. I'm also digging this jam. Whatever it is. It's a wall. But the wall has a... I forget you have to hold it down. If you just give it a slight push, York just bounces off of the wall. Maybe I should eat some of those red seeds so this won't be so difficult. Instant lighting change. You see that? Let's try that one again. God, what was the other what was the other game where it was real bad? It might have been one of the BioShocks, but I'm not sure. Also, look at all these creepy cables just holding the house together, huh? Dead Space 3 had a real bad one. Yeah, I think it was the Dead Space 3 one. Of course it was. I had a complaint about a game that stuck out to me in my brain. It was probably about Dead Space 3.
Zach, it looks like George really had a thing for Emily.
George literally told you that. He really wasn't paying attention for that whole evil speech, was he? He was literally just listening to see, can I throw in a dig at him here? He could peek through this crack in the wall. Is it just me, or is there something really creepy about pants with the legs off? Like, I don't know, maybe I'm nuts. It looks like there's a ghost sitting down on the bed with the pants dripping off that way. I don't know, maybe I'm insane. I mean, I know I'm insane, but maybe I'm insane about that particular thing. They've been thrown on the bed. King's bed doesn't look comfortable. Yeah, you can say that again. I had to sleep on a mattress frame like that at one point in my life, and it sure wasn't fun. This wall was covered with Emily's pictures. I don't think Emily needs to see it. Again, York showing development of, like, I don't blame him. Like, in chapter 1, you could almost, like, think of York seeing this and being like, yeah, I can't blame him, because he acts like really kind of skeevy at the beginning of the game. But, like, at this point, his first thought is Emily shouldn't have to know about this. Like, kind of respecting her own sanity, really. I appreciate that. Emily's name is on the bag. There must be items she used. George, you were definitely guilty. I'm glad again, I don't think York was paying attention for this speech, because George admitted the guilt. What do we got? Oh, we got a little elusive man sitting over there. Let's go take a look. No, he doesn't bounce this time. Actually, let's observe. Nope, never mind. Chest looks small enough to move. Should we give it a push? Need another loading screen for this one.
Meeting the mother is always a bad experience after killing the son.
That's kind of a scary line, like, kind of implying that York has killed many sons and then has gone to speak with the mothers. Yep, it's a tree, all right.
Zach, look.
Let's do some profiling. Why does Diane get 2?
It wasn't to reveal first peace mark. It's a tree.
Okay, maybe I spoiled it, but I feel like, again, I'm pretty sure George said, ah, yes, the red tree. Sorry if I jumped the gun a little bit here. Yeah, it's not an upside down peace gun. It sure isn't that. It's been a red tree the entire time. So again, probably should have been on the lookout for the guy who sells red trees. FK in
Forrest
the
Casey.
coffee.
He's the one.
Also, we probably should have put together that we should check out Kaysen when he didn't bring Emily to the hospital and brought me to the hospital. Also, look at this
Emily.
picture of them yucking it up. I don't know if we get to see what that photo said. Okay, good. Come to the theater, there the final curtain shall rise. And George is just whole. Who took that picture? You could say it's Thomas, but like there's no... who knows? Who effing knows? Sure ran away from a lot of demon dogs in that chapter. I got a little bit of money. Episode 5 clear! We're making progress! I do promise we're near the end of the game, but we do still have a good chunk to get through, actually. Sure.